ladies and gentlemen, Gary Moore.
Thank you very much. Hello, the window. Hey. I don't know why I'm waving at the balcony. We don't even have a balcony here. You gotta admit, it looks great, right? Hey there. Bless you all. Nice to see you. And welcome to Tell the Truth. Our first guest today is the head of an innovative police organization that has been so successful that is being copied by other police organizations all over the country. He has an interesting story to tell. We'll meet him as soon as we meet our entirely interesting panel here on To Tell the Truth.
Bill Cullen. Peggy Cass. Henry Morgan. And Kitty Carlisle.
There we go.
Well, now, it is truly old home week. Truly old home week. Matter of fact, they just let me out of the old home in time for this program. I'm glad I made it. But to my right and younger than springtime is our usual trio of Carlisle, Cass, and Cullen. And for those of you whose days need cheering up, a man who believes that behind every dark cloud, there's another dark cloud
right behind it, yes.
Ready to move it. Say hello to Henry Morgan. Hey, Henry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice to have you with us, Henry.
Thank you.
Now let us meet our police officer.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
Lieutenant Frank Bowles, Jr.
Number 2.
My name is Lieutenant Frank Bowles, Jr.
Number 3.
My name is Lieutenant Frank Bowles, Jr.
And the panel's job, of course, is to uncover which is the real Frank Bowles, Jr. And here we go. I, Frank Bowles, Jr., am the head of New York City's hostage negotiating team. The main goal of my team is to prevent bloodshed. In short, to save the lives of hostages, policemen, and bystanders alike. The idea behind negotiating and talking with a criminal, instead of just charging in and shooting it out, is to buy yourself some time. Buying time also reduces anxiety in general, giving the lawbreaker a chance for reflection. Recently, I was involved in a 33-hour siege, during which a man was holding a 5-year-old child. Happily, our tactics ultimately prevailed. Previous to that, a 47-hour siege also ended peacefully. Such is the success of our program that we have received inquiries about it from police departments in nearly 50 cities, as well as from the FBI and the CIA. Signed, Lieutenant Frank Bowles, Jr. And we'll take a moment now for our sponsors to rattle their tambourines, and then we'll be back to play the game.
Back to school is back.
This is exciting.
It's a week of students who are not afraid of a pop quiz. Starts August 12th on BUZZR. Let's play.
At Harry's, we designed our razors to start sharp and stay smooth, so your 8th shave is as smooth as your first. And at as little as $2 per blade, they cost half of what the other guys charge. Wake up to Harry's. Get your trial set for just $7 at harrys.com/smooth.
Experience the rich maritime heritage of New England with American Cruise Lines. Known for its spectacular shoreline, charming seaside villages, and of course, the world's most delicious seafood, New England offers the perfect summer getaway. Aboard the newest fleet of small ships, experience award-winning shore excursions while visiting the most beautiful ports in the region, including Newport, Martha's Vineyard, and the Maine coast. In your spacious stateroom, magnificent views await you on your private balcony, while our gracious onboard staff ensures that your voyage will be unforgettable. Begin your journey with the leader in U.S. cruising. Visit AmericanCruiseLines.com or call for a free cruise guide. Small ship cruising done perfectly.
Now, right across from us are three very composed gentlemen, all of whom claim to be Frank Bolts, Jr., head of the New York City Police Department's hostage negotiating team. And let's start the negotiations with Peggy Cass, please.
Thank you. Number 3, in the case where the man was holding the 5-year-old child, where was that?
In Jamaica, Queens.
Thank you. And how long ago was it?
About 3 months ago in June.
Thank you. Number 1, before Clarence Kelly became head of the FBI, which police department was he the chief of?
I think St. Louis, I believe.
Thank you. Number 2, where are your headquarters? Yours?
One Police Plaza, main headquarters.
Thank you. Now, number 2, where are the people who talk the jumpers down? Where is their headquarters? Do you know that?
Same as mine.
Thank you. Number 3, what makes the people take hostages? I mean, so that the police won't get them? I mean, I don't understand the whole reason that they take little girls hostages.
Well, it gives them a better possibility of escaping. If a hostage's life is in danger, they have a much better chance of getting better terms with the police.
Thank you. Number 3.
What they think is better terms.
Thank you. Now, number 3, when you went into that apartment in Queens, how did you? Would you tell me the ruse that you used?
Well, the main purpose, or our main point, was to negotiate with Floyd Steele, who was the captor, and we wanted to spend as much time as possible to establish a rapport or friendship with Floyd Steele. And
okay.
Oh, gee, sorry to buzz, but it did, and we're going to Henry.
I'd love to go on with that, number 3. Why don't you just go on from where you were?
Okay, well, we're trained in psychology under Dr. Harvey Schlossberg, and any type of negotiations involves psychology, and we try to establish a rapport with the captor, and we try to establish a friendship, because the captor, once he feels that you're his friend, he thinks differently. He may not think in terms of violence.
Okay.
We have a much better possibility with him if we establish this friendship.
Okay. Number 1, you're said to be the head of a team. How many, of how many members does the team consist?
68.
Are they all men?
No, we have 2 females as well.
I see. Number 2, what are your qualifications to have a job of this kind?
Basic policeman's experience first, and then courses in psychology at police schools.
All right, number 2, you...
Sorry, Henry, thank you very much. We're going to go to Kitty.
Thank you. Number 1, how long do you train?
4 weeks, pardon me.
Thank you. And number 2, when you go into a man who is holding, let's say, a 5-year-old child, how do you establish contact in the very beginning, at the outset?
By trying to convey that you are a middleman in his behalf who will work in his interest should he surrender.
I see. Number 1, when you work for 47 hours on one case, who feeds you?
No, we don't work as one particular man. We do work as a team. We have someone relieve us after we become fatigued.
I see. Number 3, do you get more money for this than if you were doing ordinary police work?
No, I receive the same salary.
And number 2, how long do you train?
4 weeks.
Is that enough?
In the psychology courses.
Is that enough?
Well, I hope so. I've done pretty well.
Number 1, how many hostages have you lost?
We haven't lost any.
You haven't lost any. Number 2, have you ever had to shoot the captor?
No, it's the last thing we would do, and we've never had to.
And number 3, when you...
Oh, my. All right, let's go down to Bill Cullen.
Now, Kitty asked number 2 if they had to shoot the captors, and he said it's the last thing they would do. So I'll direct this question to number 1 then. When you go in under what literally or figuratively the flag of truce, are you armed? Do you leave your gun out there in order to get their confidence?
We actually don't really go in. We establish rapport from a distance.
Number 3, does that hold for you too? You do not go in and talk to these fellows. It's just a sort of a long-distance negotiating. Is that right?
We normally use a bullhorn.
Uh-huh. And are you in complete charge of replies to demands and things like that that the perpetrators might make?
I am. That's correct.
Number 2, frankly speaking, do you find that television and doing shows that sort of dramatize things like this, do you find that it's helped you or hindered you in your work?
It's helped us considerably.
Actually, do you think, for instance, like Kojak, he had one of those things, and he negotiated for about 58 minutes, I think, and then at the end, the guy got shot. Now, if that fellow had seen that show, don't you figure he might not trust you as much as he ordinarily would? Number 2?
I don't think his state of mind, if he is taking a hostage, is clear enough to react accordingly.
Number 1, if...
He's not thinking about Kojak.
Oh, my.
Man,
All right.
every
We got
minute of the
ourselves a whole lot of bells there. And when those bells comes, that means the panel has to bank up their mind. It's a good team over there. Mentally mark your own ballot, if you will, along with the panel. Is it number 1? Or is it number 2? Or is it number 3? In any event...
I have PCOS. It can cause unexplainable weight gain. Having to go through Weight Watchers Clinic and now taking a GLP-1, you just feel that extra level of support. And I'm like 2 pounds away from my goal weight, which is like...
Hey folks, Chris Cunahan here with Leaf Filter, America's largest gutter and gutter protection company. Leaf Filter has over 150 locations and has been installed on over 1 million homes. We've been protecting homes now for over 20 years. Our patented technology offers total protection for your home and comes with a lifetime transferable warranty. The process is simple. Give us a call to schedule your free gutter inspection. If you decide to move forward with the project, you put nothing down at all. 833 Leaf Filter or visit leaffilter.com today.
Vinci gave me twice the pits and private parts, which makes me smell twice as bad.
A PU?
That's why I use Mando whole body deodorant. The manly deodorant for all the manly crevasses of my manly body.
Mando, he smells good.
Mando doesn't just block odor all day. It controls odor for 72 hours. With cologne quality scents. Roma wasn't built in a day, but with Mando, you can smell good for 3 of them. So if you want to smell better naked, then go to shopmando.com today.
$50 to him for each wrong vote. We pay the group $500 if it's a total bust. And Peggy starts, please.
Well, I got a wrong answer from number 1 because Clarence Kelly was the head of Kansas City. But St. Louis sort of sounds like Kansas City, and he looks like a policeman to me, so I voted for him.
Has a number 1 showing, and Henry Morgan coming up.
Well, that's sort of interesting that Peggy voted by looks. You won't believe that, and maybe it won't occur to anybody else, but number 2 reminds me of Ralph Bellamy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
He does.
Right,
he does.
He does.
So I voted for number 2.
Don't tell Jack Hole. Because Ralph Bellamy had a crime series on one time. Yeah, all right. We got a
And detective
story. 1 and 2
Well,
and
they
Kitty.
are very good, and they all look great, but number 2 looks so kindly. He could talk me out of anything.
But got into it.
I didn't say it to him.
Hey, number 2, you have an interesting few hours after the show if you want to take advantage of it. But let's go down to Bill Cullen, please.
Well, listening to all this, I figured now the criminal mind would obviously be attracted to the real person. Yes. I was attracted to the truth of number 2, so whether or not I have a criminal mind remains to be seen.
Well, we're kind of bunched up in the middle. We got a little tippy down on one end, and that's from Peggy, I believe. And so, the votes are all in. Will the real Frank Bolts Jr., sir, please stand up? Hey, Peggy. All righty. Peggy, I don't know what there is about your background, if anything at all, but in the 6 years I've been on this show, you have never missed spotting a cop.
Never, never. You can see me at Bloomingdale's.
All righty, we found out who the real detective is. Let's find out about number 2 with all those X's in front, sir. What is your real name? What do you do?
My name's Edward Keene, and I'm a manager in New York for one of the country's largest public relations agencies, Woody Kepner Associates, Miami.
Oh, sure. Number 3, tell us about yourself, sir.
My name is Cy Sperling, and I'm the president of New York's Hair Replacement Center.
I just want to find out one thing from you, Detective Bolts. How long has your unit been in existence?
18 months.
So it's a relatively new idea.
Yes.
And I suppose it must have then been triggered by the fact that they were doing it the other way, of rushing in and shooting.
Well, it was triggered by what happened in Munich, and Dr. Schlossberg's techniques, he's a psychologist in our department, were put into effect by a team effort and team operation in the police department, and I head the detective portion of that.
Thank you, Detective Bolts, and thank you, gentlemen, for being with us on To Tell the Truth. Take care. Panel and friends, I have just learned what is, to me, a startling statistic. Maybe everybody else realized this before, but I have just found out that only 35% of the U.S. population live in what we think of as being a typical family. By that I mean a family with a mother and a father and children. Only about a little over 1/3 of our nation. Now, our next guest represents another kind of family group. She is one of the 14 million single mothers in the United States, and we'll meet her right after our sponsors come in with whatever they come in with now.
Now, The Price is Right is on BUZZR.
Oh, yes.
The Price is Right, every day at 3. BUZZR, let's price.
Is your shower trying to tell you something? It's time to love your shower again with Jacuzzi Bath Remodel. You can get a beautiful new bath or shower installed in one day. That's right, one day. And at a price you can afford. In fact, there's never been a more affordable time to call than now. With this Love Your Shower sale, we're waiving all installation costs and postponing all payments for up to 1 year, giving you the quality you deserve from a brand you trust at a price that won't break the bank. And when it comes to quality, Jacuzzi has been the most trusted name in water for more than 65 years.
I loved working with the Jacuzzi Design Consultants. They come with a variety of designs to choose from, and there really is an option for everyone.
Oh my gosh, look at the bathtub.
Wow.
This is amazing. I think we have a happy customer right here.
So, listen to what your bathroom is telling you and take it from this to this in one day with no stress and no mess. Or maybe it's trying to tell you something else. If safety's the issue, take back your peace of mind. Now is the time to convert your old bathtub into a beautiful, easy entry shower with features like grab bars and a custom seat that combines safety and style. So you'll love taking a shower again. And every transformation features state-of-the-art materials that resist mold and mildew. No grimy grout to scrub. It just rinses clean, so you can spend less time cleaning and more time relaxing, because the only sound your bath should make is this.
Call or go online for a limited time offer. Only weeks left to get waived installation and no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-498-2231. That's 800-498-2231. Call now.
Did you know Sling has your favorite news programs for just $40 a month?
My favorite news for just $40 a month?
My favorite news for just $40 a month?
$40 a month?
My favorite news for just $40 a month?
$40?
Get your favorite news for $40 a month. Sling lets you do that.
Now let's say hello to a single mother.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Lynn Hartwell.
Number 2.
My name is Lynn Hartwell.
Number 3.
My name is Lynn Hartwell.
And here is the story of Lynn Hartwell. I, Lynn Hartwell, am a single mother. Whether widowed, separated, divorced, or never married, we single mothers face the enormous task of rearing our children alone. There are 14 million single mothers in the United States, and we all face extraordinary discriminations and pressures. Landlords don't like to rent to us. Employers are wary of hiring us. Credit agencies consider us an unusually high risk. We are lonely, overworked, and discouraged by our failure in the American marital dream. What we have to do is create a new lifestyle. We must view our situation not as a recess between husbands, but as a full and meaningful experience. I am president of a nonprofit organization of, by, and for single mothers. We meet and share experiences, both practical and emotional, and through our 4 chapters, we reach women all over the country. Our single mother organization is called Mama. Signed, Lynn Hartwell. And Kitty Carlisle, how about
Thank you. Number 2, what is the basic philosophy of Mama? What do you try to tell your people is the most important part of living as a single mother?
Basically, to get along with society and the outside world. We have great difficulties trying to get through to landlords, employment, and banks, and
Thank you.
just to live.
Number 3, why is it that landlords don't like to rent to single mothers with children?
Because they think that our children will destroy their apartments or that we cannot afford to pay the rents.
Why is that?
Well, it's difficult to get a job, you know, when you have preschool-age children.
I see. Number 1, why are credit agencies against you?
It's partly the standard, female opposition to female credit anyway. Raising children costs more.
Yes, that's true. Number 2, why is it that adoption agencies don't like to give children to single parents, either mother or father, if you feel that it's not necessary to have a father at home?
It's many of them don't feel this way. They will let a single person adopt a child.
I see. Number 3, would you...
All right, thank you, Kitty. We're going down to Bill Cullen.
Back to number 2 again, if I may. You were talking about the banks and the landlords and things like that. Isn't one of your biggest difficulties going out and earning a living and seeing that the child is attended to while you're working?
No.
Number 2, how do you handle that?
For example, I happen to live with 2 other single mothers, and we take turns. Someone will watch the children while someone else works, or my child goes to school. So there is a mother home who can watch the child, or I pay a babysitter so much a week.
Well, that arrangement seems good. So number 1, I'll ask you, how old is your child or children?
I have 3 children. One is 16, one is 13, and one is 6 years old.
And do you work, number 1?
Yes, I do.
What happens to your children? How are they taken care of while you're working?
I have a private lady, who's licensed to take care of children in her home, who watches my 6-year-old. My 2 older ones, too old for sitters.
Now, number 1.
All right, Bill, we're going on to Peggy, please.
Well, number 3, don't you think that small children, especially, I think small boys, sort of need a father image? Isn't that supposed to be one of the reasons they don't let single girls adopt babies?
Well, I don't have boys, I have girls. But they do let single women adopt babies now.
Boys?
And there are things like Big Brother. I mean, there are men around for a male image.
Thank you. Number 2, isn't there another sort of an organization called Parents Without Spouses that does sort of the same thing you do?
PWP.
Parents Without what?
Partners.
Yeah, Parents Without... Well, is it the same idea as your club?
Basically, but they are trying to find a partner for the person who doesn't have one.
Oh, you mean they're sort of they're trying to like...
A dating type thing.
Oh, it's a dating type thing. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, listen, there's nothing wrong with dating, right? Okay. Number 1, why would a landlord think a child who's being brought up by a single person would wreck an apartment any more than if there was a guy around? I mean, I don't understand that. Kids wreck stuff anyway.
It's just a phenomenon that landlords have, that they don't like to rent to single mothers with children. They think that your children are not going to be reared properly, or that you will be away in the children, or that you will have other, there's the problem of all the men coming tramping back and forth in the apartment and all this stereotyped image, if you're lucky. Right?
And on that dreamy note, let's go to Henry Morgan, please.
Number 3, if you would, tell me. Is one of the basic beliefs of your organization that a father is not necessary?
No, absolutely not. It's just that we are single women and we don't have fathers, and we have to become extended families, and we have to learn how to live with what we have and adjust to our new society.
Number 1, assuming that what number 3 says is the way you feel, would you get married again? Assuming that you've been married.
I don't think I would, no.
Oh, why not?
I've already been married twice, and that's enough.
I see. Number 2, have you been married more than...
Well, once you tried 2, you've tried them all. It kind of works out that way. We've just got ourselves a bell, if you heard it, and it means that's the end of the game, and it is time for us to mark our ballots. And we mark as to whether we think it's the number 1, or number 2, or number 3. And Kitty Carlisle commences, please.
Well, I'm going to vote. Number 2 and 3 were good, but I don't think that they're the organizers of this group. I'm going to vote for number 1 because she had all the jargon down, the stereotype and the thing. I think she's the real one.
So we got a 1 showing. Bill Cullen?
I don't know. I think, it's within the child himself, for instance, as to how I never saw my father until I was 11 years old.
Why? Why?
That's how old I was when I got my glasses. They figure I can slow a guy who's coming there.
Peggy Cass, straight woman of the year. Very well done. We've got a 1 and a 2. And Peggy?
Well, I think they're all nice girls, but I like number 2 stuck up for her organization over the other Parents Without Partners. And also, I think it's great if you have kids and there is no man around to make it a nice commune type. So I voted for you, commune number 2.
All right, so we got a pair of twos. And Henry Morgan, what's
Well, I came from mixed parents.
What does that mean?
Male and female?
Yes, a man and a woman. And I have no idea whether I would have preferred just to have had my mother. However, since last time I voted for number 2 and it was wrong, I'm going to stick with it till I get it right.
Well, we got a repeat going here. We're heavily weighted in the middle with one single one. Who's got the single one?
I do.
Kitty Carlisle has it. All right, let's see how we turn out here. It's always nice when one person's out on a limb. The votes are in. Will the real Lynn Hartwell please stand up? There you go.
It takes one to know one.
It takes one to know one.
It takes one to know one.
All righty, let's find out who your friends are. Number 2, very good. What is your real name, please, and what do you
Thank
do?
you. My name is Janet Martinez. I'm an executive vice president. I'm sorry, I'm an executive secretary for Oppenheimer and Company. I am not married and I do not have any children.
And probably as of now do not have a job. But let's go on to number 3. What is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is Joy Horman, and I'm in amateur theater in Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. I am happily married and the mother of 2 girls.
Good for you, my friend. Thank you very much, Lynn Hartwell. Thank you, ladies.
I'm Richard Karn, and I love my hose. My hose is lightweight. Oh, no. My hose will not kink. Come on. And my hose is anti-leak. It ain't those old hoses. This is my hose. The new pocket hose Copper Bullet, now infused with real copper, so your water is always clean and lead-free. Just turn on the water and watch your hose grow and grow to a full-size 3/4-inch hose. It stretches and expands like a rubber band. And when you turn off the water, away it goes, shrinking and squeezing that water out until it's practically bone dry. And that makes it easy to carry and put away. Our new inner tube uses 3 layers of high-strength latex on the inside. Then it's wrapped in a new polymer filament jacket, similar to the technology used in forest fire hoses because it's light and tough. 3 times stronger than the other hoses. It's guaranteed for 10 years. Nearly impossible to tear or snag. And the redesigned connector protector helps stop leaks at the spigot. But my favorite part of our new hose build? The oversized, easy-to-grip fittings. Easy on and off, even with gloves. With more than 100 patents worldwide, it's the best pocket hose in the world. Get the super light 25-foot pocket hose Copper Bullet today for only $29.99. But wait, call now and get our copper spray nozzle with our exclusive thumb drive free. Simply use your thumb to turn off and on. And with 10 unique patterns, you'll have a setting for every job. It's a $30 value, yours free with every 50-foot Copper Bullet. But it's not available in stores. This is an exclusive release of our newest pocket hose. There is a strict limit of 3 per order, so don't wait. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-709-5610 or visit copperbullethose.com. So call 1-800-709-5610 or visit copperbullethose.com. Order now.
Whoa, now that's a smooth shave. You might think these guys had to pay top dollar for a shave that smooth, but they just used Harry's. With 5 blades that stay sharp, shave after shave, a lubricating strip with aloe, a flex hinge, and a trimmer blade, it's hard to believe refills start at just $2, half of what the other guys charge. Shaving with Harry's isn't pricey. It's just very, very, very smooth. Wake up to Harry's. Get your trial set for just $7 at harrys.com/smooth.
Well, that's it. Come see us again, friends. When you don't show up, we worry about us. Take care.
This is Bill Wendell speaking for it to tell the truth. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
Bye.